I'm gonna wait just about maybe 3 or 4 more minutes to see if anybody's gonna come in, and then we'll start. Oh, thank you. I just got them done the other day, and I almost went with a different color, and then like she had the thing like over to the side, and I could still see the colors. I'm like, wait, I need to change my color. So that's what I ended up with. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. And if anybody else comes in, then that's fine. Okay, I'm so excited to be here, you guys. Thank you for coming and just trusting me with your time and giving me this opportunity to put on this masterclass. So I'm really super excited, and I poured my soul into it. So I really hope that you guys can feel that and just absorb everything that I'm here to give you. I did do slides, so I'm just going to get those up because I just learned how to do that. Bear with me. Okay, let me put this up here and then share. Okay. Okay, just tell me if you can see it. Hold on. Where is it? Now I lost you guys. Well, I can't see the comments. Can you guys just pop off and like tell me if you can see the slides?
Yeah, I can see him.
Okay, cool. Can you see my notes?
No, it just says
Okay, good.
audience window really large.
Okay. And can you see the slides though?
Yeah, I can see the purple slide, but the audience window,
Oh, I got you. I get what you're
okay.
saying. Okay,
Yeah,
better?
now I see it.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so welcome to Radical Radiance. And what is it? So this is a 3-day EFT masterclass on radical self-love. I designed this class in a way to help you loosen up and excavate your self-limiting beliefs so that you can walk away with massive confidence and a deeper love for yourself. Who's here for that? Because I know I am. This is definitely something that I've needed in my life for years now. And yeah, it's just totally on point. So if you're here for that, drop some hearts in the chat. Okay, so why radical self-love and not just self-love? To be perfectly honest with you, I think that it just sounds cooler and it gets me more excited to love myself. I know that sounds kind of cheesy, but they're basically the same. However, to me, when I think of radical radiance, or I'm sorry, radical self love, I think of total and complete self acceptance, not just like, oh, yeah, it's cool to love myself and whatever, like the whole like falling in love head over heels with not just the good shit, but also the things about us that are weird or gross or unacceptable, bad, that we keep hidden away and that stop us from showing up in our true radiant selves. And that's what this class is rooted in, getting to the point where we accept everything about ourselves rather than attempting to change or alter who we are based on what other people think we should be or who they think we might be. This masterclass is for any woman who struggles with self-doubt, worthiness, not feeling good enough, loving herself, self-esteem, or playing small. So if you've experienced any of those, this masterclass is absolutely for you. Who it's not for, this class is for anybody who wants to be here. I believe these tools should be accessible, that self-love should be available to everyone. However, if you're not here to grow, learn, expand, and hold space for others, I would say that this is probably not the right space for you. Guys, I want this to be a super safe space, and I want you to feel absolutely comfortable being open and sharing whatever comes up for you without judgment. So again, if you're not really here for that, then this probably isn't the right place for you. And a little bit about me. So my name is Claire. For those of you who don't know, some of you do. Tasha, I just see that you joined. I'm a self-love coach, and I empower female light workers to become unapologetically themselves through radical self-love. I'm an NLP and EFT practitioner and fiercely committed to empowering women. I'm fascinated, borderline obsessed with how the mind works and how it's interconnected with the body. And for those of you who follow human design, I'm also a generator. So if I'm going to ask that if I'm saying something that really resonates with you or you're really feeling what I'm saying, drop it in the chat. So I feed off of that, and it really helps me to kind of be the best for you guys. I want this to be as interactive as you're willing to get. Okay, so before we start, what is tapping? Let me just stop sharing for a second, and I want to be able to see what you guys saying. Okay, you're a generator also. Yes, totally here for self-love. Sorry for the delay. That's okay. Awesome. I'm glad you guys are here. Has anybody, Tasha, I know that you are an experienced tapper, but Amira and Candace, have you done tapping before? Or where are you? What's your level of tapping?
Hey, this is Amira. So,
Hi.
Claire, I did that 6-week coaching with you for a little bit. So that was actually my first introduction into tapping. Other than that, I think I heard of it, but I never really knew what it was or how to use it or anything until that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, awesome. Well, I'm going to go into, this is going to be like a basic overview of tapping. And hold on, let me bring my slides back up and then we can go into that. So I'm just going to explain to you guys what it is. And okay, can you see that? Yeah, cool. Awesome. Thank you. Okay. So EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Technique, and it's also referred to as tapping. You can use those terms interchangeably. If you see my post, you'll see sometimes that I put EFT/tapping. It's just so you guys, if you've heard of one and not the other, that's all. So I had somebody ask me if how you say it, and they're interchangeable. EFT is an energy psychology technique that combines exposure therapy with Chinese acupressure. By exposing yourself to whatever uncomfortable emotion you want to release and tapping on the specific energy meridians, you're able to balance out the energy in your body. Tapping is rooted in Chinese medicine and in traditional Chinese medicine, it's believed that your qi or life energy runs through these meridians in the body. Also, as you're tapping on these energy meridians, if you're more scientific, you're actually tapping to activate the flow of energy through your body that can get blocked or slowed down when we experience negative emotions or hold too tightly onto an event, good or bad. So you can have blocked energy when you hold too tightly onto a bad event and also a good event. And this helps you to balance that out. Another thing that you're doing by tapping on these energy meridians is you're signaling to your amygdala, which is the part of your brain responsible for switching on your fight or flight response. And basically what you're doing is you're just retraining your brain to recognize, like, okay, this event isn't dangerous. I'm not nothing bad is happening in this moment. I'm not in danger. And you're, by tapping on those energy meridians, it's rewiring your brain and teaching your amygdala that it's not that you're not in danger. Okay, does anybody have any questions about that so far? Any comments or anything? No. Okay. Oh, okay, there we go. Sorry. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the tapping points. Okay, so there's 9 foundational points that most EFT practitioners use, and they are the karate chop point, or the hand point, sometimes called. And this is what you're gonna use this. Let me stand up so you guys can see me. I feel like I'm like a low rider right now. Okay, there we go. So the hand point, this is used in the setup. And then the top of the head. So how you can find this is you can actually put your thumbs in your ears. I know this feels a little weird, but get weird with me. So put your thumbs in your ears and then wrap your middle finger up around, and that's the top of the head point. And then you have the start of the eyebrows. So that's going to be literally where your eyebrow starts. And then the side of the eye. So not your temple, but the bone right there. So like there's the corner of your eye and you can feel that like little dip. Then under your eye, so not like on your eyeball, but on like your orbital bone right there. And then under your nose. So if you just put your finger like across, you can either tap it like this or you can tap it like this. And then you're gonna have your chin point, which again, it's not like the chin, it's under your lip. So you can put your finger across it and feel that point. Next, you're gonna do your collarbone. So a couple ways to find it is you can go find that little circle and go like an inch down and then an inch over, and you'll feel that soft point, or you can just feel your collarbone and that point is right there. And then next is your underarm. So ladies, this is gonna be where your bra strap is, in the center. Okay, so the last point that I use that a lot of people don't commonly use this is the wrist point, but I've added this because it helps relieve anxiety, this specific point. So I'm like, hell yes, let me just tap on that. So I've added that point. You don't have to do that, but I do. Okay. So let me just say, I really want to preface this and like stress this too, because a lot of people get turned off by tapping because they're like, I don't know, like, what if I mess it up or whatever? And I don't want you to get hung up on if you're doing it right. And I'm going to repeat myself in this master class. I don't want you to get hung up on doing it right or wrong. It doesn't matter what order you tap on, or if you accidentally skip one or two, whatever. Just the most important thing is that you're doing it. And we're going to go through that and I'm going to show you how to do it, but please don't get hung up on it. And I'm also going to email everybody out the tapping points and then the tapping basics. So don't worry about memorizing all this, because this is going to feel like I'm throwing a lot of information out. And I really want this to support you and not like stress you the fuck out. Okay, so let me see. Okay, I see there's some comments. Oh, cool, I can. Oh, going to lose signal. Okay, love you. Thank you. Okay, let me just get a drink real fast because this is a lot of talking. Okay. EFT basic. Again, this is going to feel like a lot of information. And there's 2 really important things that I want you guys to focus on when you're tapping, and I'll go over that in a second. I'm going to read through these points, and I will also send this to you guys in an email so you have it with you and you can reference it. I'm going to go through this, and these are going to be your tapping basics. However, again, I just want you to use this as a guide rather than a strict parameter. Literally my tapping change, my phrases, everything I say changes all the time. And the most important thing is just that you do it and that you're tapping on the points. So the first thing, okay, now I'm going to sit down for this. The first thing is decide on a topic and get very, very specific. So let's just be basic for this. Let's say that you're having anxiety. So what could be something that could be more specific than anxiety is let's just use today. I'm feeling very anxious about my masterclass today. Okay, that's going to be a more specific topic than just like, hey, I'm feeling anxious. If you are like, I don't really know, it's just I'm anxious and I don't have a reason, that's okay. Just get as specific as possible as you can. If you don't know, just start with an emotion and just start. Don't get turned off by the fact that you're like, oh, I don't know what it is. Okay, number 2 is when you start, so you have your specific topic, anxiety. I'm feeling anxious about this masterclass. Rate the intensity. So how true does that feel for you? What is the intensity that you're feeling? And you're going to rate this from a 0 to 10, 10 being this is the most anxiety I've ever felt in my whole life and I feel like I'm going to explode. Or 0 is like, no, I'm good. Like, I don't feel anything. I'm totally awesome. Once you have that number, that's perfect. Just set it aside and it's just for you to reference. Okay, and number 3 is craft your setup statement. So this is the point where I said earlier that you're going to use your karate chop point to in your setup. So the basic setup recipe is, even though I'm blank, I choose to deeply honor and accept myself. So even though I'm anxious about this masterclass, I choose to deeply honor and accept myself. And you're going to do that 3 times on your karate chop point. And what you're doing, what the point of this specific section is for you to feel into that emotion. So really feel into what it feels like for you to be anxious for this masterclass. And what are the thoughts? So even though I'm feeling anxious about this masterclass, I choose to deeply honor and accept myself. You could also change it to I deeply honor and forgive myself, or I love and accept myself. Just some version of that, whatever feels good to you. Again, you're going to say your statement 3 times. And once you really feel like you have, so you've said it 3 times and you feel like you're in that emotion, that's when you want to start tapping on the points. So number 5, you're going to tap through the 10 energy meridians while saying your reminder phrase 1 to 2 times. So you did your 3 times. Now you're going to start at the top of the head. I'm feeling really anxious. Feeling really anxious. Okay. And once you've tapped through all 10 energy meridians, you take a deep breath and you assess where you are. So what's the intensity again from 0 to 10? Then you do, if you're not at a 0, which is totally okay, you're going to keep tapping through and you're going to do another round of using your reminder phrase and tapping on your 10 energy meridians. Once you get down to a 1 or a 0, you can tap in positive affirmations and they can be whatever you want, literally whatever you want. Like if you have a set of positive affirmations that like hype you up or make you feel really good, you can do that, or you can create positive affirmations for that situation. And again, I know this is a lot of information. We're going to go through it and I have it set up to where it's going to be super easy for you guys to learn. Right now, I'm just getting the basics and all that BS out of the way. So let me see. Okay. Before I go forward, do you guys have any questions or anything that you want to say or that am I not clear about? Let me just stop this again because I can't see. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to assume you guys don't have any questions. No, you're doing great job. Thank you. It's so hot here right now. Let me just say that. Okay. Here we go. All right. So now I'm just going to give you guys some pointers for having a successful session. So to set yourself up for success, none of these are required. This is just after tapping for the amount of time that I have and the experience that I've had, these are the things that I find work the best for me. And again, there's no rules in this. So I really just want you guys, I know I keep stressing that, but it turns a lot of people off because it feels like there's so many things to remember. So I'm going to give you guys everything up front. The first thing is where in your body, this is super helpful. Where in your body do you feel this emotion? If you're angry, do you feel it in your chest? Do you feel it in your throat? Is it all in your head? Just by simply bringing awareness to where it is in your body, where you feel that certain emotion can help you to release it just by doing that. It's magical. So this is a really powerful way. And in tapping, it can help you to focus in on that. Like, okay, I feel that in my chest and it's burning or whatever, however you want to describe it is perfect, but that'll help you to essentially release it. The second thing is drink water before and after. So water is super important when tapping. Again, it's not required, but your body's made up of 75% of water, and it's a fundamental element of the human body. Not only that, when you're tapping, you are actually working with the body's electromagnetic energy, and water is a perfect conductor to ensure that the energy flows along the meridians. Okay, drop into your body before your session. If you don't know what that means, that just simply means taking a second to feel what it feels like to be in your body, to get out of here, out of your head, and just breathe, close your eyes, feel your heart in your chest, feel your feet on the ground. Just take a moment to ground yourself and be in your body. This does not have to be like a 5-10 minute event. It can just be a 1 minute thing that you do before each session. And this is super helpful, especially if you're tapping through a traumatic event where you either like leave your body or you don't feel safe. But I do grounding every session, not just for traumatic stuff. And then again, get as specific as possible. It's totally fine for you to tap on surface level things like being angry or having anxiety, and you can totally find relief that way. You absolutely can. But like I said before, some issues are stickier than others, and you'll need to get super specific. And the more that you tap, the more that you'll realize, you'll just know, like, okay, I can tap and just be in my car and it's totally fine and I can release this. And then there's going to be other things where you're like, no, I need a good 20-25 minutes to like break this up. But for now, just go with it. And so let me see, what did I say? Okay, I just went more into getting specific. So get as specific as you can. If you can't, that's perfectly fine too. And then stay open to all the possibilities. So go into your sessions open to every possibility for why you might be feeling this way. What this actually does is helps your subconscious to release its stranglehold on whatever it is that you're trying to release. So if you go into a session, let's just say, we'll just stick with the anxiety thing. Let's say I went into my session and I'm like, I'm anxious about this masterclass. And that's exactly, I like in my mind, I'm like, that's exactly what I'm anxious about. And I go into my session and I can't release it. It's because I have closed myself off from any possibility that maybe it's not the masterclass. Like maybe I had a Starbucks and I'm just having anxiety and I didn't realize it, or maybe something happened prior and I'm just not realizing. So stay open to all the possibilities for whether it's a physical issue or a mental issue or emotional. Just stay open to whatever it could be. Like, just keep that attitude of like, I'm open. It doesn't matter. I can be surprised. And then the last thing is set a timer for when you're doing your sessions. And what this does is it ensures that you're giving yourself adequate time to release the emotion. Yes, 1 minute miracles do happen when you're tapping. I've experienced them. I've seen them done by other people as well. But it's really important that you set yourself up for success, especially when you are just starting out. And like I said before, some issues are stickier than others. Okay. Do you guys have questions about that before we tap? Because we're gonna tap today. Everybody's still with me. Okay. Yes, no questions. Okay. All right. Love you guys. Okay. Okay. So let's go into tapping. Okay. So we are going to go through a basic, simple round of tapping today. And I just want you to get familiar with the points and how to tap. We're actually going to tap on how it feels to tap. This can feel really weird when you're just starting out, and we're going to release any resistance that you might have to using this technique. If you've tapped before or you already know what you're doing, and if you already know what you're doing, sorry guys, you can still benefit from it actually. So this is actually, if you're just tapping and you're not actually thinking of anything, whatever, you can actually balance your energy out and still benefit from it. I'm curious, does either of you have any resistance to tapping, or is there anything like weird that comes up for you when you tap? Amira, when you were tapping, did you ever like feel like it felt weird or have any resistance to it?
I wouldn't say that I had resistance. I mean, of course, coming out, it felt weird because it's like you have to second guess yourself, like, okay, am I doing this right?
Right, right.
No, but I don't have a problem like doing it and learning it more. I just have to do it more, I guess.
Okay. Okay, cool. Okay. And I just saw another one. I have a hard time with what to say. Okay. I totally get that. And that's like one of the most common things. So you are totally not alone. And I'm going to take you through just a basic tapping session. And you can see how this is actually the way that I'm going to do it is going to be a combination of how I do it on my own, and also like loosely following the script and the protocol that they give you in actual EFT, emotional freedom technique. And I think that you guys I know that you guys will enjoy it. Okay, so let's just start out. Give me a number of 0 to 10, how you guys feel about tapping, or like how, Candace, like you said, you get confused about what to say. 0 to 10, where do you feel like, is it like frustration? Is it confusion? And 0 to 10, where do you land?
Can you say that again? Sorry.
That's okay. Just to rate your intensity of how do you feel, like frustrated, or what emotion do you feel when you're trying to tap? Or is it just like, fuck that, I'm not going to do it because it's confusing?
No, it definitely gets like easier. Like I didn't like it the first few times, but I do like it. It is a really good tool. I
Okay.
think like you brought up anxiety, like I'll get anxiety pretty bad. And I think that like in the moment, it's hard to kind of talk yourself down when there's anxiety coming up. And like you said, like how to know where it's coming from, if it's like I just drank a shit ton of coffee, or or if it's like like an actual like trigger from a family member or something that was said, or like just a made up story. So I guess like I think I have a hard time with what to say. I know I did tapping with one of my clients who was just stressed about a bunch of stuff. And I know like you kind of go through the meridian points to exhaust that emotion that's there or whatever like that, to like almost heighten it, and then you reframe it. But like sometimes I have a hard time with the wording of like, other than I love and accept myself, like other than that I'm like, what's the rest of the story?
Okay, yeah, for sure. That totally, and this, okay, I get that. This is gonna help you. And so let's just say for the instance that we have anxiety about tapping, and that, I mean, it's going to be difficult for us to rate the intensity, but normally you would rate the intensity. And what rating the intensity does is it allows you to have a frame of reference. Like, okay, I was at a 4 and now it feels less. Whereas if you just start and you don't rate the intensity, you're like, well, I don't really know. Like, you don't really have a measuring stick, so to speak. So let's just say we're doing anxiety for this, and then yeah, okay. So as far as for the intensity goes, we can't really do that in this instance. But yeah, okay. So let's just take a second to ground real quick and just get like in our body. Okay, so just take a deep breath and close your, yeah, yeah, shake off that nervous energy. Shake it off. Get weird with me. Okay, take a deep breath. Close your eyes if you feel safe to do that, if that feels like something that you want to do. And just, we're just going to take a deep belly breath. Just let it go. Taking a deep breath and just drop into your body. Just feel what it feels like to be in your body right now. Putting everything aside, you can come back to it later. It's going to still be there, I promise. But for right now, you're perfect where you are. Taking another deep, deep breath. Hold it at the top and let it go. Okay. That's as simple as it is. Just get in your body. It doesn't have to be a whole event. Okay. So let's go ahead and start. Is everybody comfortable, and do you have water?
Yes.
Okay. Is Amira still in here? Yeah. Okay. Sorry. It was like only showing me and you. Okay. Awesome. Okay. So just get a sip of water. And we're going to start on the karate chop point and hand point. And let me see this down so I can see myself, so I can know you guys can see me. Okay. Even though, and just repeat after me, and I'll go slow so you guys can say the words after me. Even though I'm learning this new technique and it feels kind of weird, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I'm excited to learn tapping, I'm worried it might not work for me. And I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Okay. Even though, continue tapping, even though tapping might look weird when I'm doing it, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Okay, so that is the setup. And sometimes you can do the setup and just really start feeling relief there. Again, the setup is to get you into it. And once you're feeling into that emotion, then you can start tapping on the energy meridians. And as you can see, I didn't go directly into tapping, and that's because I want you to understand that this whole technique is fluid. So like you can do your karate chop point for 3 or 4 times, whatever gets you there. And then you can start. Make this your own. So,
Hey, Claire, so to
yeah,
I guess her question was about knowing what to say. So basically, it's just up to you. It's fluid. It doesn't have to be like
absolutely.
exact words. You know, you can kind of just flow with it. As long as it's along the same lines, your statement could be whatever it is that you're feeling.
Exactly. That's exactly right. And one of my favorite ways to do tapping, and it's 9 times out of 10, unless I'm doing like a physical thing, like I have a headache or something like that, I will do tap what I call the story method. And that's pretty much what we're going to go through and do what we're about to do. But it's basically where you can do your setup and like say the statement, like state what happened, like I'm feeling really anxious about this master class, and even though I'm feeling anxious, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And the love and accept myself is like, it's just an important part to like acknowledge, like, okay, even though I have these things, I'm not wrong or bad, and I accept myself, or I love myself, whatever feels good to you, some version of that. And then basically just think of it like you're telling a story. Especially if, I mean, I don't know about you, but when I get mad, I like to vent. And since I've found tapping, one of the things that I do is I'll just tell the story and tap. And like, exactly, I'll vent while I'm tapping. So does that make more sense, or maybe like alleviate some pressure of what to say?
Yeah, that definitely helps.
Okay, cool. Okay, so we did our setup statement, and now we're just going to say reminder phrases. So tapping on each of the energy meridians, we're going to just start tapping. And you guys can repeat after me. This tapping feels really weird. The eyebrow point. And I'm not really sure what I'm even supposed to say. What if I mess it up? What if I say the wrong thing? It all feels a little overwhelming. So then I just don't do it. Sometimes I also worry what people are going to think when they see me tapping on my face. I have all of these thoughts, and they just get all mixed up, and I feel frustrated. I see so many people benefit from tapping. I really just want to feel good about it. And let this weirdness go. I just want to tap and let go of my shit. I don't want to worry about what anybody thinks about how I heal my body. Because this is my journey. Go ahead and take a deep breath and hold it at the top and let it go. So now at this point, you're going to, let me just stop this. Okay. So now at this point, what you're going to do is you're going to assess again. Okay. So where am I? Am I still a 4? Let's just say we were a 4. Am I still a 4? Have I come down the scale a little bit, but I'm still feeling it? It's loosened up a little bit. Do you guys feel any different? I'm just curious I know this wasn't like a specific topic that you guys were dealing with, but
No, not really. I guess I was just kind of relearning the tapping again. Just going,
okay.
so I didn't really attach a meaning to it, I guess.
Anything to it? Okay. Yeah, no, that's totally fine. Okay. So, how do you guys feel now about tapping? We're going to do another round and go through that, but I just want to make sure like if you're going to do this, if you do it by yourself, how, I guess on a scale of 1 to 10, how sure of yourself do you feel doing it versus like before?
I feel comfortable doing it. I mean, because then when I'm doing it by myself, it's just me. If I mess up or
Right.
say thing or my statements, like, okay, no one else is hearing it. So I feel pretty comfortable.
Okay. Okay, cool. All right. So basically that's the gist of tapping, and let's go ahead and do another a round of tapping. Are you guys cool with that?
Yes.
Okay. All right, awesome. Yeah, let's do that. And then yeah, that I just really wanted today to be super easy intro into tapping. And then I'm gonna, yes, can we do something on self-love or worth? Yeah, let's do self-worth. We're gonna do a lot of tapping on Wednesday. I just wanted to stay kind of surface level, but let's totally do worth. Can you, okay, like worth not feeling good enough, uh, like that type of stuff? Does that feel good to you? Yeah. Okay. Okay, definitely. Okay. So let's pivot. Let's do our setup statement again and oh, take a deep breath. And we're just going to go into it. I'm going to do this just like I do mine. And because I really want you guys to see that this doesn't have to be a huge event. It's really there to support you, and you can literally do it anywhere and for anything. So I'm going to show you guys just how I do it. I don't want this to be like a whole rigid, you have to do things in a certain way, because you absolutely don't. So let's just start. Even though I don't always feel worthy, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I don't always love myself, I'm willing to honor and accept myself today. Even though I struggle with my self-worth, I choose to deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself. So the top of the head. Sometimes I just don't feel good enough. Sometimes I even hate the way that I am. I know this isn't helpful, but sometimes it's the only way that I know. I'm not really sure where I picked it up from, but I've been carrying it around like it's mine. All this talk about self-love and knowing your worth, what does that even mean? how can I know what self-love is if I've never given it to myself? Maybe I've never seen anybody else give it to themselves either. Maybe there's a part of me that doesn't want to give it to me. I'm totally open to whatever reason and all the possibilities. Because the truth is, I just want to be me and love me. But sometimes it feels so fucking hard. But I'm willing to love myself just for today and let go of not feeling good enough. Just a tiny, tiny bit. Just for today. Just for today, I can love myself fully. And I'm open to all kinds of love. I choose not to cut myself off from love. I choose to let go of the negative self-talk and to know that I'm just doing my best. Take a deep breath and hold it at the top. Okay. So how was that for you guys? Did anything come up for you? Did anything shift? Emotional? Okay. And that's okay. That's definitely I mean, that's a good thing. And are you feeling safe in it? It wasn't too emotional. Are you feeling okay? Okay. Okay, good. Do you guys want to do another round? Does that feel good to you to do another round? Okay, awesome. We'll go ahead and do that. Okay, and you don't have to do your setup statement again. You just go right into it. Take a deep breath and start tapping. I really want to feel self-love. I know that I am worth something. I want to stop treating myself like a piece of shit. I know I deserve more. But there's also this part of me that's like, maybe I don't deserve more. There's this part of me that sabotages all the good things, all the love, because maybe this part doesn't want love. Or maybe this part of me is actually scared. Maybe this part of me is scared of being loved. It's so frustrating. I have like this pull, this part that desperately wants to be loved. And then this other part that comes and fucks it all up. And knowing this, I choose to accept that part of me that fucks it all up. Not just the good part of me, all of me. Because deep down, I know I'm worthy of love. I'm worthy of love just because I exist. There is nothing I have to do to receive love. Love is my birthright. And I am so fucking worthy. Take a deep breath. Let it out. Let it out. Okay, where are you guys now with that? How are you feeling? Good. Okay. Awesome. Good. Okay. All right. So once you go through your rounds and you're feeling like you're at a 0 to a 1, then you can go ahead and tap in affirmations. And you're going to do it the same way. And you can do as many rounds of affirmations as you want. So you're just going to start at the top of the head. I'm so worthy of love. I don't have to do anything to receive love. I'm I'm absolutely perfect just the way that I am. I am worthy of feeling love. I'm deserving of feeling love. And there's nothing I have to do to receive it. Love is my birthright. And you take a deep breath, and then you've completed your session. So that is tapping. And there are you can definitely go a lot deeper. And I'm sure if you dig and you look for videos on YouTube on tapping, you're going to find a million different ways to tap. This is my favorite way to tap. And I really want you guys to just take this. This is an opportunity to create like, a safe container for you to release your energy and release those stuck emotions and really process them so you can move into total self-acceptance. And that's what this masterclass is all about, is giving you the tools and identifying where you are struggling most and how, creating a roadmap to getting back to total self-acceptance so you can get to self-love where you're loving yourself unapologetically. And so I just want to ask you guys, do you have any questions or anything before we wrap up? No, I'm going to say no. Okay. All set. That was good. Okay, awesome. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. So for your homework, I just want you guys to get comfortable. I know you both have tapped before, but I just want anybody who's watching the replay, I want you guys to just get comfortable with tapping. So find a topic to tap on and don't worry about the setup. Don't worry about what you're saying. Just tap and think about the issue. you don't even have to say anything out loud. I just want you guys to get comfortable with the tapping and just do it for 5 to 10 minutes. And then, yeah, just come back with your experiences tomorrow and we can talk about it. And then tomorrow tomorrow is going to be a really cool day. We're going to take our limiting beliefs to inquiry, and I'm really excited about this. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. You guys all set? I love you. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate you.
All right, thank you, Claire.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.